Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, outsiders of all ages, welcome to another edition. We are down one outsider. We'll tell you why here in just a second, but we always have to remind you we are the Outsiders, presented by Poncho Outdoors. You see it right there. Don't forget about all their great stuff like the great hoodies. Oh my God, the hoodies and long sleeve t-shirts, a wonderful thin layer for whatever you need. And these guys are showing off the outdoors version, the fishing version. But Chance coaches football. Bo's talked about playing golf in the hoodies. You're going to find all kinds of usages. I gave a couple of these to Doc Hastings, and my dad can't stop wearing these things when he's outside working. In fact, my mom has to make sure he's not getting too messy in them because then she gets mad because she don't want to have to wash them later. You know the whole thing. Make sure you mention the Outsiders or OB Live when you go to PonchoOutdoors.com.
Chad, I wear mine in the pool, not for the UV protection, just because I'm ashamed of my body.
Oh, hey, I'm a pool shirt guy. Trust me, I'm with you. I'm a pool shirt guy. Nobody needs to be seeing that. I'm with you, Jason.
You know what, Jason? Let me tell you something. I saw a liger that ran out and legged out an infield single. Okay? So all I know is if a liger can leg out an infield single, you wear what you want in the pool, bro. You do.
Exactly. Hey, thank you for your service wearing that shirt. Some people just shouldn't be showing everything at the pool, and we're some of those people, Jason. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. That is, of course, Jason Dick. This man over here, that's the quarterback, Mach 5, Chance Mach, ready to roll. We do not have Bo Edge, the country gorilla, with us this evening. Bo's resting up. Had a little medical situation last week. He had surgery. He is recovering, and he was actually smart enough to realize he wasn't going to be able to talk a whole lot on the show. So he's resting up this week. He'll give you some more information once he's back on the show. But, Bo, get well very soon. We are thinking about your brother and glad you're looking in tonight. And I know you're getting ready for what's about to come because Jason Dick is about to man crush on Arch Manning hard.
I'm ready to go, gentlemen. I'm very ready to go. But I do want to say another of my man crushes, Bo Edge. I hope you're back on the show very soon. But, man, it is roomy down here. I can spread out. Stretch my legs. Okay.
The man's got room. The man's got room. My
nice
goodness.
over here. This is
Look
nice.
At all that. That's incredible. All right, boys. By the way, we don't talk a ton about it on this show, but we might get into a tad bit of recruiting on the show because, wow, Texas has already had a wildly good recruiting week, and it might get even better. We debut now, of course, on Thursday mornings at 10. If you're listening to us and watching us on a Thursday morning, we appreciate you. Whenever you're checking us out, we appreciate you doing that. SEC Media Days happened this week. Since we're talking to you starting on Thursday morning, it's the last day of SEC Media Days, and that's 4 teams that most folks don't want to hear about. I'll be checking out the Aggies at the very end of it. But Texas went on Tuesday, and that included Arch Manning. Jason, I'd been looking forward to it. I know Chance had been looking forward to it. But you, the head of the fan club, had really been looking forward to this. So what did you think of number 16 in Atlanta?
This is the thing, okay? People of my ilk, the arch lovers of the world, we already knew that the guy is cool as ice, okay? That the guy's calm, cool, collected, genuine, natural, open personality, but not, not too egotistical or anything like that. Just like a kid who will throw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns and then mow your grandma's yard that same afternoon. All right. He's just the best kind of guy you could have. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the Arch era to officially begin.
Chance, one of my weird favorite things about it is I think I now know what Archie Manning calls Arch Manning if he's being bad, and it's a turd. He likes to use the word turd as like a dummy or you're being silly or whatever. And he says his friends keep him grounded when he's being a turd. There was something about that made me smile every time he did it.
Yeah, my grandfather called me that too. Quite right? I think so. Look, so y'all are going to be shocked at what I tell you. My comparison, and our buddy Bo is not here, and we can't wait for him to get back. It was a scary weekend. It really was, but we'll let him explain that. But Bo and I have the same thought. Arch Manning reminds me of Joshua Patrick Allen. He's big, he's fast, he has a cannon of an arm, he's likable, he's good in the community, and watching him talk, he was everything you expect him to be. He's humble, but it's not an act. Like, you get the feeling from Arch. He's been trained since he was a little kid. He's watched his uncles. He's watched his grandfathers. It's not a big thing to him. He just is being Arch. Like, he doesn't have to put on a show of, something that I'm not. He's kind of really comfortable in his own skin, which is freaking cool to watch. A guy of that caliber that has that much media attention, he's the favorite for a Heisman. He started 2 games in his college career against really bad teams.
Yeah. Jason, it felt like people have been peppering him with test questions since he was like 12. I mean, I said he was going to disarm everything and put all the pins in their grenades. Nope, there weren't a lot of grenades. They were throwing BP, and he was just raking doubles. Trying to hit for average. Yeah. It was just really impressive to watch him work his way through all that stuff. But it felt like he'd been doing it for just about his whole life.
Well, and surely his situation is the reason that it appears that way. I once said of Justin Bieber. All right, this is an old take. Justin Bieber had a 0% chance to grow up and not be an asshole, okay? Because he's the most famous person in the world when he was 11 years old. And Arch Manning's not that famous, but people have been looking at him as he is going to do it all at the quarterback position, probably since he was in that neighborhood of age. But he comes from a family, like I would imagine his entire life, he's sort of been in the public eye, and he has the perfect uncles to sort of shepherd him through this situation. So it's not, I would not say that it's surprising at all, although I don't know, Shedeur Sanders couldn't seem to figure it out. It doesn't seem surprising at all that a person who comes from that family background would be really media savvy and be comfortable to go out there and talk to people.
So
I agree. I wasn't shocked at all.
Let's think about this though, because this was the thought that crossed my mind the other day watching him. Is he's prepared. Yeah, he's watched his uncles. He's been around his grandpa. He's been trained, right? But let's think about the things that Arch, as in his formative years, had a chance to have a front row view of. He watched his uncles play in Super Bowls, sit on Super Bowl row, on media row at the Super Bowl, answer those questions. He's been around it in the biggest of the bigs, and he's seen how they handle it. It's hard to say it's normal. Scotty, did y'all hear Scotty's interview the other day where he went on for like 5 minutes about how you get 2 minutes of joy and then it's like, I'm on to the next.
You're talking about Scheffler, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Should have stayed single, Scotty. Should have stayed single. All right.
But his what he talked about, which was really interesting, is like when you're at the top of the hill, the joy is gone, because when you walk into every tournament and you're expected to win, if you don't win, it's a letdown. When you win, you get 2 minutes of joy, and then it's like on to the next tournament. Now I got to go do it again. Like, there's no real joy in it. Whereas if you're just the normal guy that gets a shot at the PGA and you win a major randomly, it's like you're going to talk about that the rest of your life, because that's all you've done. Yeah. But when you're Scotty, well, it's the same thing with Arch. He's had this put on him for so long, and he's had it his whole life, and he's watched his uncles and his family name and everything else. It's just another day for him. I know that it's weird to say. It's SEC Media Day. It's one of the biggest days in college sports leading into the season, right? And to him, it's another day.
Right.
It's weird to say.
Yeah, it's a good point. He mentions, you talk about all the stuff he got to do. He's seen not just the highs and lows chance, but the ultimate highs and lows. Like for his uncles, he watched the New York media try to devour one of his uncles, but he also saw that uncle beat Brady twice in a Super Bowl, including a historic one that was going to be an undefeated season on the other side. And we all know that story, and 2 like amazing close Super Bowls. Then for Peyton, it was, I guess he would have remembered him winning with the Colts. Maybe he's old enough. I'm an old man, so I hope he's old enough for that. But 2 wins.
He probably sees Peyton more as a Bronco.
Yeah, probably more as a Bronco. So even let's say it's just the Bronco ones, a nice win to go off in the sunset, but also getting dog stomped in the Super Bowl by that Seattle defense, and the snap goes right by his head. And how did Peyton eat that? So, yeah, the fact that Arch talked about, I used to watch Bronco and Giants games and not sleep if they lost. I was like, huh? That's just so involved in it. Talked about going to the Hall of Fame years ago in Atlanta with his grandfather, and they went to a game early in the year. It was just, It was as smooth as I thought it would be. And Jason, I thought of you the whole time because I know how much you like the guy. Everything I thought he would be perfect at, he was. The only thing he was uncomfortable with was the tie, and aren't we all? And then he needed to get a little closer to the mic at one point, but like it was little minute things, but it was impressive to watch. He's going to be able to deal with any and all questions, and we'll see what happens if somebody really tries to ask him like a rude question, because I didn't think anybody got rude with him. But man, if you ask that dude a normal question, he'll give you a thoughtful, well-spoken, but short answer. Good short answer, move on. Don't leave room for any controversy.
Seems very well trained, media trained. And like we said, from his upbringing, that's not a surprise. I'll say this to you, Arch. While my mic decorum was great when I was a junior in high school, I didn't put on a tie till I was like 30 years old. So I'd be annoyed.
I still hate him. I still don't like a tie. I do the same thing when I put on the tie.
I don't know anything about
that. I go
to
work in a poncho, baby.
Right, exactly.
I'm kind of excited. I mean, I don't know if somebody's going to ask him a rude question necessarily, but I am kind of excited I don't know if I should say excited, interested to see him speak when there is adversity or everybody is not so glad handy. Can I take a short aside to ask a Dick question that's also a relevant question?
Sure.
SEC media days, all the media days. Why are we doing this? Okay, what is this for? Is this just for the rare media member who still has a beefy expense account so they can go to Atlanta and stay in a hotel for a week and eat, the nice dinners on the dime of the Athletic? Like, we live in a day and age, especially for the people who go out there and then only cover their own team. Like, if you went from Austin to Atlanta, Steve Sarkisian's office is 15 minutes from you here. I don't, and with Zoom and all of the other things, I don't really understand the point of media days, but I know we all love football and it's exciting to talk about it again, but I just don't, I'm a very practical person, as you guys know. And I'm like, what is the point of this thing?
Well, let me tell you, I can think there's a lot more reasons for Austin media to go cover SEC media days than my former co-host, God rest his soul, Sean Adams, every year went and ate those nasty sandwiches at the Masters as a host on 104.9 The Horn, and he got to go do the Masters every year. And I'm like, how do I not get to go do that?
Hey, and you know what? And Jason, the answer in many ways is wonderful sponsors. And by the way, thanks to Texas Card House, Hayes City Store, and Taste on Main, who helped get our crew there. By the way,
why aren't you there, Chad?
If anybody wanted to know why I didn't go to Atlanta this year, it's real simple. My man Travis from Hayes City Store sent the picture. It's because everybody was concerned that I wouldn't be able to focus when I saw this. Like, there's no way. They have a wall of every college helmet all at once. It's just it's almost too much for me to look at now. I have to take it back down because I'll just start to sweat and freak out. So that's why I wasn't able to go. But Jason, it is a weird thing, but having gone last year when it was in Dallas, I mean, I dig it on certain levels. And like Chance said, if you're covering a big time team, I think it's really cool. For the people that are there grinding, covering like Kentucky or Mississippi State, I don't know. But it is an interesting play. It is interesting that they can get everybody together in one spot. We knew Texas would be one of the big deals of this thing, and they were. I mean, I thought Sark and Arch were incredible. Right. Anthony Hill was really good as well. Michael Taft's tie was one of the stars of media days. For him to show up with a tie with the initials of the girls that were lost in the floods from Camp Mystic. I mean, just out of this world, caring kind of thoughts. And he shows up with that on his mind. That was very cool to see, as well. So I thought the Texas guys did a great job.
My apologies for the Dick question. I was just interested, and congratulations to everybody who gets to go out there and ask in person a question you could never convey on Zoom. Okay, never ever would you be able to.
Yeah, it's a wild thing. But hey, I sacrificed this year, Jason, well, at least I thought I was sacrificing until I saw the picture of the helmet wall. They just didn't want me to see that. They did not want me to see it.
How did they get them all up there? Is there a guy on a ladder all the way up there? Is he rappel from the ceiling? How did they get him all the way up there?
I don't know, but the next time my dad says, "Hey, is there somewhere we need to go, like a Hall of Fame or something?" I'll be like, yeah, College Football Hall of Fame. That's where we need to go." In addition to those great travel sponsors, we have some great partnerships with all kinds of good folks, including the good folks at Covert Ford. We'll hear a little bit from them, and we'll keep talking about how much Jason loves Arch. Don't move.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Covert, and since 1909, the Covert family has been committed to Austin's community. For 116 years, we've grown with Texas, driving progress, building trust, and serving the Austin community. Whether it's the all-new 2025 F-150 or the versatile 2025 Ford Maverick, we're here to help you find the perfect fit, just like we've done for generations. At Covert Ford, it's more than cars. It's about family, service, and a legacy of trust. Visit covertford.com and become part of our story.
All right, so this week for the Mach 5 Top 5, as a quick little preview here, we are going to be getting Chance's 5 best quarterbacks in the SEC this year, or maybe its favorite quarterbacks in the SEC this year. This all starts with the fact that it's media days, and Arch Manning is speaking, and we knew Jason would be excited. But then Jason got less than excited when he saw a certain list. Now, Jason, I need to ask you, do you want to have the list at the very end once this has all happened, or do we need to have the list now to fuel the anger?
Hold on to the list for a moment, because there's more to this story than you even know.
Okay,
Chad.
more to the more to the story.
Yeah, this past weekend, I was in, once again, beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada it was the final weekend of the World Series of Poker. People don't know necessarily, but the World Series of Poker goes on for 7 weeks. So I had already been out there for a long time in June, and I just couldn't stay away. And so I went out for the final weekend of the World Series of Poker. How did it go? Don't ask. But while I was there, I managed to, of course, depleted all my funds, but went out to the Strip, performed some sexual favors, and drummed up $500, which I wagered on Arch Manning to win the Heisman Trophy at 6-1 odds. I bet $500 at 6-1 that Arch Manning will win the Heisman Trophy. Now, I will tell you this, Chad. It's probably a pretty square bet. I don't love it. I'm already a little sick about it because a month ago it was 7-1. Okay, he's the Heisman Trophy favorite. He's only played 2 games. He hasn't played a game since they put the number up, and the line was moving toward Arch. What happened in the last month that he went from 7-1 to 6-1? Could cost me $500. But
they saw him uncomfortable with the tie, and they thought, yeah, we gotta move it.
Yeah. But I placed a wager on Arch Manning to win the Heisman Trophy, and I was pretty confident. I was like, this is free money, man. Okay. Like if I wanted to bet Texas to win the national championship, the odds are not nearly. You don't get as big of a payoff. But I was like, look, I'm not sure about Texas. All right, and I don't know if they could do it to Ohio State.
Okay, so
but
you didn't bet on the team or any other stat. You bet on Arch to win.
All I bet was Arch Manning to win the Heisman Trophy, because even if Texas winds up, 11-2, and they're in the college football playoff, he is going to have the most impressive season from anybody in the country. And so I was very excited about my Heisman Trophy bet on Arch Manning. And then, yes, as if the universe is always just trying to mess with me. Okay, I flip on the television Tuesday, and SEC Media Days, it was at that exact moment, okay? At the exact moment that I turned the TV on, there's Greg McElroy and some guy whose hair is too good to trust, okay? I don't know who that dude is, but his hair is too good.
You talking about Jordan Rodgers?
Is that who it is?
That's Aaron's brother, yeah.
Wow. You know what?
Yeah, he is a handsome man with really nice hair.
Handsome man.
That is a good-looking dude with nice hair.
And the both of them are ranking the SEC quarterbacks, and they both have Arch Manning at 5. I need him to be number 1 in the nation, okay? And they're looking only at this one conference, and they have him 5. And I don't know, number 1 is whatever the OU transfer guy's name is. He played at Washington State last year. Those are all fake Mike Leach numbers. And then there's the Bussemeyer and Lagway, and I don't know who they are, but Arch Manning was 5 on both of their lists, which I consider an outrage. Okay, because he's going to win the Heisman Trophy.
So Chance, since you are the creator of the top 5 every week, would you like to see the list that upset Jason early on, or you want to save it till the end?
I think we should use the Mach 5 top 5 like we did last week,
and start the conversation.
I'll put mine out there.
Right.
We'll let Jason do his thing.
Okay.
And then you can show the list, and then you be the arbiter of truth.
Okay, we will do that. All right, we will do that. And of course, the Mach 5 Top 5 is brought to you by Integro Construction Services. Since Bo is not with us, I made a little crawl for you with their phone number on it. Also, be sure to ask about that Go Nano roof coating that Bo tells you about with Integro Construction Services. When those storms have rolled through different parts of the area here around Austin, wherever you may be around the greater Austin area, if you had some roof damage, this is a place. Or maybe you need a new roof, you know that. Integro Construction Services, a great place to check out. All right, so as we get ready for this one, let me see. We'll get that down, but we have the fancy. Let's go. Little Mach 5 Top 5, Mach 5 Top 5, brought to you by Integro Construction Services with your host, Chance Mach. He's a former quarterback. He's always a quarterback. He's your quarterback, my quarterback. All right, Chance. Tonight it's all about quarterbacks. Your top 5 quarterbacks in the SEC. We'll see if you agree with Jason Dick that Arch needs to be number 1, and maybe all 5 spots on Jason's list. We'll see. Give us your top 5, Chance.
I just want to say that was a little bit of it was kind of like a Sesame Street Mach 5 top 5. So I kind of got the Sesame Street like Elmo wave going on.
Kind of a little Guy Smiley. Is that his name? Was
Guys,
that the host on Sesame Street? Guy Smiley.
Some bad things about Elmo recently. I don't know if you guys watch the news, but
we're not canceling Elmo, are we?
Elmo, you better reel it in. Okay.
Elmo needs to reel it in big time because Elmo went on a Twitter rant and issued an apology today. Apparently, Elmo was hacked.
What, the voice guy of Elmo?
Oh my God,
voice guy? That's Elmo, bro. All right, I assume that little red varmint is out there firing out racist
That little
tweets.
red critter has a Twitter account?
Yeah.
Elmo might be the most racist.
It's not good, man. It's not good.
Is he a Muppet? No, he's not a Muppet. He's a.
Yeah, that's the Muppet.
Yeah, I'm always confused by the crossover of the Muppets and Sesame Street. Like
the Muppets that's the same thing. Jim Henson worked on Sesame Street, and he and Frank Oz created the Muppets. They were the Muppets. That's
but
the
they're
Muppets.
Not all on everything, are they? I don't know. Maybe they are. I will not challenge.
Anyway,
I
believe technically he is a Muppet. All right, I did not realize he was a Muppet and maybe a racist. Okay, fair enough.
He is a very racist little Muppet.
All right, Chance, what do you got?
Chad, he said he didn't even feel safe walking the streets of Sesame Street anymore after what's become of that neighborhood. Okay,
he can't walk by Oscar's can anymore. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
R is for racist.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Number 5. I hate doing it, but the guy's a proven guy. John Mateer at Oklahoma.
Okay.
He's strong arm, quick delivery. I think Oklahoma's got a good guy in that one.
Numbers are good. The numbers have been damn good. We'll see if they translate. All right, number 5, Mateer.
Number 4 comes from Montgomery County, Texas. I played against his father. His father played at Baylor. His father also played at Willis, which is where he's from, with a guy named Michael Bishop. And that is Derek Lagway's son, DJ Lagway, at number 4. Cannon for an arm. He's a hell of an athlete. He's got to stay healthy. Last year got beat up a little bit, but he stays healthy. I like him a lot. Number 3, Jason, I'm closing my eyes as I say this.
Uh-oh.
Archibald Manning.
Oh, wow. Number 3.
Whoa.
It's higher than what got Jason mad.
It is, but look, I think he is Josh Allen in the making. He's big, he's fast, he's athletic, he's cool and calm. He's got a cannon for an arm. I think he's going to be phenomenal. Go prove it for me, Arch. I think you're going to win the Heisman. Today, as we sit, I think he's the 3rd best quarterback in the SEC just because of experience.
Okay.
Number 2, Lenoris Sellers. I think the guy is phenomenal. He's huge. He's hard to bring down. He's a great competitor. I think South Carolina is one of those teams that has a chance to do some pretty good stuff this year. I think they end up being one of those teams also that is one game away from making the playoffs like they were last year. I think that's just kind of where they sit. But they are a bubble, playoff type team. Number 1, Garrett Nussmeier, LSU.
Wow. That's your side piece. Why are you all upset?
He was certainly my favorite quarterback for one game last year, but that's another discussion.
I'm sure he was, Chad. I'm sure he was. But look, he's a guy that's got experience. I think he probably translates into a very good NFL quarterback. And as we sit today, with experience, games played in the SEC, I think he's my number one.
Interesting. All right, Jason. So Mateer 5, Lagway 4, Arch Manning 3, Sellers at 2, and Neil O'Donnell Nussmeier at 1 for Chance Mach. By the way, before you comment, Jason, Lagway and Mateer both were a part of Wednesday's SEC Media Days. I thought they were both impressive. Mateer really got some people on his side. It presented him just like some of the quarterbacks last year. Great group, man, that showed up and awesome interviews and stuff. Mateer did a really good job. A Texas boy that he is a likable dude, unless obviously you're like everybody watching this show and you hate the Sooners like all of us do. But he was likable, and I thought Lagway did a good job too.
Okay,
so
talk to me about this Mateer kid's play, because I've never seen him throw a football in my life. But spoiler alert, both McElroy and the young man I've now learned to be Jordan Love had him number 1. All right,
Jordan Rogers, not Jordan Love.
Oh, Jordan Rogers. God damn, I can't even do that one.
I mean,
but didn't he play in the Pac-2 last year? Like, what did he do?
And that's why, Jason, I don't know much about him either. Like I'm trying to keep up, catch up and watch some highlights and stuff. And I did, man, Washington State and Oregon State in starting next season, they're going to have a new Pac-12 with 8 teams in it. Congrats, Texas State, for jumping in there.
Oh.
But this past year, I'm with you. I had no reference point to who this dude was.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to totally muck this thing up, and then Chad, as usual, will fix it. But I was so excited about this one, guys. I made my own top 5, all right? If it was, can I sell you guys on a Dick 5 top 5?
Oh, sure. The old Dick 5. Here we go.
At 5, I agree with Greg McElroy and Jordan Rogers because I have Arch Manning at 5. And that is because at 4, I have 2026 Arch Manning, who will win his second straight Heisman Trophy and national championship. At 3, I have 2027 Arch Manning, who will be the rookie of the year and number 1 overall pick by our Dallas Cowboys, Chad. All right. Jerry looked at what happened with the Mavericks and was like, what? Y'all just giving away free number 1 picks? Jerry wants one. All right. I got rookie Arch Manning at number 3. Number 2, 2029 Arch Manning when he wins his first Super Bowl with your Dallas Cowboys. And number 1, the number 1 SEC quarterback, I'm going with 2038 Arch Manning, who will at that point have won his 10th straight Super Bowl. And on the broadcast, Tom Brady says, it's not even fair that I allege I play the same game as this kid. All right. Tom Brady says that on the air during the Super Bowl.
Well, Tom, here's the question. In 12 years, when Tom Brady says that, will he have finally gotten a gray hair?
Yeah. Oh, I don't. It's going to be like robot Tom Brady. He doesn't want that.
That's
job.
A no.
That
is a no. I don't think there's any way.
Here, if you want an actual thing, I'm going to cross out number 5, Mateer, because I don't know anything about him. But I've come across new knowledge about one Gunnar Stockton.
There you go.
He's another person I did not know who was until he came into the SEC championship game versus Texas. And I believe Andrew Makuba. Did Andrew Makuba on that hit age this guy 40 years? That guy is 22 years old. He's a big man on camp. Look at this hairline, okay?
He looks like a young Randy Quaid.
Gunnar Stockton. He should be the offensive coordinator of this team. This guy's 22 years old. So I, as a person whose hair is also thinning, I'm 43, Gunnar. I'm making him my number 5 guy.
For a second, when I saw this picture, Jason said, hey, can I have this picture for tonight? I saw that picture and I'm like, wait, is that new offensive coordinator they just brought to Bama? No, that's not who that is. Who's that?
A college junior?
That's Kalen DeBoer.
It does look like Kalen DeBoer a little bit. That's Gunnar Stockton. You know what he's got for those people that are a little on the older side like me and I guess all of us, but I always think of Cody Carlson when I think of guys that are in college and just look old. Cody always looked old. He was at Baylor, Chance, and it looked like he was ready to, he would be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It was crazy.
Yeah, he was one of them. Pastorini was one that never aged, but looked old when he was young. If you look at like Pastorini rookie pictures,
you're right. He never aged, but he stayed at 52 the whole time.
Like the whole time.
Yeah, that's a good call. All right, so Jason is. So you're taking Mateer out, and you're putting old man Stockton in.
Gunner Stockton, let's go, baby.
Gunner Stockton is in. Okay, so I will immediately take Stockton out. We probably don't need to do that.
He's going bald, Chad. Come on.
Honestly, Chance, I think you got the right 5. I really do. To me, it's just about we could have ordering discussions in terms of where they need to be. I'm too close to it. I admit that before I say this out loud. But the man that threw those passes in College Station can't be one. I can't let it happen. He's gonna have to prove more consistency over time before I would say he's that guy. So I went into it thinking, I was surprised you had Lagway down at 4. I was thinking Lagway, Manning, in my mind, are kind of those guys, but you put Sellers up there. So
here's the thing with Sellers, though, Chad. Sellers has the ability, and I'm trying to think who he would kind of remind. He has the ability to take over a game just because he's massively big. He's hard to bring down in the pocket. He has the ability to extend plays, and he's got a great arm. And
there's a little, and trust me, I got to see the business end of this one against my team last year. There is a Cam Newton-ish thing there. It's not quite all the way there. He's a little different than that.
That's what I was thinking. He's not Cam,
but it had a little bit of that feeling to it where I'm like, damn, this dude can just do everything. So honestly, I think I might go like Sellers, Arch, Lagway. We'll put Nuss at 4 and Mateer at 5. How about that? Let's do that. Nuss is in there, but I can't make him number 1 until he shows a little more consistency. And I'm really interested in this Mateer thing, guys. And the question I would have for both of you, but as we wrap up the top 5 discussion, is if y'all are honest with yourselves, and look, I don't hate OU the way y'all do, but I hate them. Understand that. I can't stand OU. Is there any chance that we're all being a little like OU blind to this team? Are we not giving them the, sort of X factor status they might deserve this year with Mateer, with a defense that should be pretty good? I'm seeing some people picking them maybe to be like a playoff type of team. And then every time I've said that to a Longhorn fan, they just look at me like I'm crazy. Where are you guys on the Sooners right now in terms of what this season could be?
An 8-win team.
Ooh.
Okay. You think they get to 8, which is, what's that? 3 wins more than last year? They were 5 and 7, right? 8 wins. I think that's reasonable. Jason?
I think they have an extremely difficult schedule. I think that they have some issues on the offensive line that they're going to have to work through. I think the defense is going to be good. I do. I think their offensive line is an issue, and I think the one thing that's an issue, his name is Brent Venables. I think that is a problem.
Yeah, and by the way, he is going back to calling defensive plays this year.
Oh,
I don't think that's a good move.
Unleash the fire hose. Let's go, man. First of all,
that's a desperation move of if I'm going down my way, right. and that's what it is.
That part I respect.
First of all, Chad, your final list is acceptable, yet still disrespectful to 2038 Arch Manning. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
In a row, motherfucker. I guess it's a hard one because I know way less than even you guys don't know about this Mateer quarterback, and is he going to thrust himself to the top of the conference like some of the pundits think? But I'll just echo exactly what Chance just said. Brent Venables to me is an incredible defensive coordinator, and I think that's probably his ceiling. Like, there's a lot of guys, a lot of coaches who are really, really great coordinators and just not good head coaches. And by the way, that's an incredible achievement to be a brilliant defensive mind who can lead some of the best college football programs in the nation. That's really, really, really good. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, I think I said the same thing about Steve Sarkisian like 30 months ago, that he might just be a great coordinator and not a head coach. Oops. Oops.
He turned out to be both. Oklahoma fans hope that their guy turns out to be both as well. So that's our Mach 5 top 5. Again, shout out to Integro Construction Services, 512-987-1273. Make sure to ask about the Go Nano roof coating that Bo has told you so much about. Again, we hope Bo feels better very soon. Hopefully he's able to be on the show next week. And we are glad that you joined us this week. SEC Media Days, all this Arch Manning talk, which Jason was so excited about. And it will wrap up today. We debut on Thursday at 10 a.m. Thursday's teams at SEC Media Days. It wraps up with Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, and then A&M. Fellas, Mike Elko is the last coach, the 16th coach to go in Atlanta. I'm going to give you all the same buy or sell that Jeff Ketchum gave me earlier in the week. Buy or sell. You're concerned for Aggie fans that Mike Elko may say something weird at SEC Media Days.
Buy.
Jason? Chances of buy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to put myself in the space of an Aggie fan. Let me
for me, Jason,
lower my IQ significantly. All right.
Knowing what I do for a living, knowing that I will have to talk about it and eat all these comments from the chatters, you're concerned for me that he might say something weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's probably, it's above average. He certainly does not have, and I appreciate this from, most coaches, but he does not have, Sark doesn't say anything, okay? He just gives you the coach speak all the time. Like, we are playing to win championships every year, and we're very fortunate to be put in this position where those goals are attainable, but we still got a lot of work to do. I'm like, all right, great. Glad we flew to Atlanta for that. Mike Elko does seem like he's got a little more, he lets the leash out a little bit on that. So weird. I don't know if he's going to say something weird, but he's certainly not going to give you the coach speak like that. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Like, I look at Sark, and I look at the way that Sark answers things, and, I don't want to say it's scripted. I think he believes it. But I also think Sark's been through some things. He had to take his lumps. He was embarrassed on a massive stage for life decisions. He had to eat his medicine. He had to go get in with Saban and learn. And I think he has some legitimate, he has a philosophy that's very interesting. It's a whole different deal. Whereas Elko, I think, is a football coach that just comes out and tells you. But I'll give you a prime one, and this one drives me nuts. We are the flagship of the state of Texas. He made that comment. Okay, it's great if you think that. It's great for your fans. There's nobody outside of College Station or that doesn't have an Aggie ring, that didn't do a ring dunk, that believes that A&M is the flagship of Texas. Even if they're winning national championships and everything else, the University of Texas will always be the flagship, if you want to say that, right? So, but A&M is a phenomenal university, and they're doing incredible things. And what they've done with that stadium and everything that's going on in College Station, they've done a phenomenal job. But don't step in it like that. There's so many other things that you could say, and that's where I think Elko steps in. Is it he believes it? I don't think he's bullshitting. I think he fully believes what he says.
Right. And the other thing Jason was asking about, sort of what's the event for at SEC Media Days. I think part of it, Jason, is you get to feel from players and coaches sometimes what they think about their team. This week, we have already had the feeling of Billy Napier's excited about that Florida team. You can feel it. You can feel it coming off the man. And frankly, Brent Venables thinks the Oklahoma folks, they think Mateer is going to make a difference, and they think they're going to be better. Mike Elko, before he gets to Atlanta, has said that, forget about the flagship comment for a second. He has said they are going to be the elite program in college football. He stated that in those terms. He's also said they're going to send 10 or 12 of the guys this year to the draft. He said they're going to win 10 games or more, and he said Marcel Reed is going to make a gigantic jump this year. He's not taking him to media days, but he said he's going to make a big jump. He said all that, and he hasn't even said a word in Atlanta yet. So that's what has me concerned.
Hey, has their first-round draft pick from last year signed yet?
You know what? I have not checked in on, oh my God, that guy went to the Bengals today. So no, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Shamar's gotten it figured out by today.
Well, as somebody that wanted the Bills to draft him, I'm really glad we're not dealing with that at the moment.
Man, it's so bizarre. Both those guys have all these weird it's not simple with the two Shamars that were at A&M last year. At times, you think they're some of the best defensive players you've ever seen, and then other times you watch and you hear things and you're like, "Wait, he did what? He said what? What's he doing?" One of them almost screamed the Aggies out of that LSU win. It's like, dude, calm down, please.
This
trying to get a football game going here.
This joke would be better if I could name any good Aggie who's going to the NFL, but the only way they send 10 to 12 guys to the draft is if that guy brings 7 of them as his entourage. Okay.
Come on, man. Come on. But that is how it will wrap up in Atlanta. We will see how this goes. By the way, let's go back and see the list that pissed Jason off. Let's do that. Since I think it may include both the Longhorns quarterback this year and the Aggies quarterback. We'll see if Marcel Reed made the list. I thought maybe that's what.
Oh, they went all the way to 10. Jason. I thought I only saw the top 5. I was like, "There's no way."
I thought maybe you were mad Marcel Reed got into this list, but here's your full list with Arch at 4, according to Andy Staples of On 3. Lagway at the top. You got Mateer at 5, and then it goes down from there. Pavi at 7. Gunner, the old man, at 8. Then Ty Simpson and Marcel Reed down at the bottom there. Would you guys have put either Simpson or Marcel Reed in a top 10? I mean, we're talking about 10 out of 16 here, but do you think those guys need to be on this list?
I mean, I don't know really who's 11, 12, and 13.
That's the problem.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's probably fair. Going to be interesting to watch those guys.
I mean,
I don't feel like 9 and 10 are in the top 10 because they're great. I feel like 9 and 10 are in the top 10 because number 11 through 16 aren't.
I mean, you have some guys on here, Austin Simmons, Ty Simpson, guys who barely played, right? Like,
true. Yeah, Simmons. Well, see, I looked up the stats. Austin Simmons has 32 pass attempts so far.
All right.
That's it. 32 pass attempts. Almost the lead. Ty Simpson's got 25 so far. So that's the list that upset. See there? Jason is so sensitive. He's such an Arch Manning guy that number 4 was an insult to him.
I need him to be number 1 in the country. Okay. I bet him to win the Heisman. He can't be the 4th best quarterback in his conference.
So, Jason, let me make sure I understand because I'm not a super gambling man like you.
Yeah.
You bet 500. You said it was 6-1. So
6-1. So the prize would be $3,000.
Right. Okay. $3,000.
So win in December. The Arch Manning lifts that Heisman Trophy. The other good news is I have a built-in excuse to go to Las Vegas and cash in this ticket where they will give me $3,500. My $500 wager will be returned plus 6-1, $3,000.
Nice. I have a
By the way, I need some help with a mortgage payment. If anybody wants to, the tip jar is open.
Yeah, I bet it is. After you tell the folks about Star Ranch, I want you to answer a question for me on this betting thing that I've never asked someone before.
Okay.
But first, tell the folks about your favorite golf course on planet Earth, at least your favorite golf course that Bo can get you into for free.
Bo, I know you're a little under the weather, but can you make some calls for me so that I can get onto Star Ranch this weekend? Come on, just like a little Saturday 10 a.m. Joint. That'd be good. The golf club at Star Ranch is my favorite golf course. I always say in all of Central Texas, but it might be all over the world, man. It's a super fun place to play golf. If you're not the greatest golfer like myself, it's not so very punitive when you hit some bad shots, which I've been known to do. Okay, that little pond right there has got a dozen of my golf balls in it. That's fine. You can keep them. But it's a great course if you want to have fun. It's also a really great course if you're awesome. Okay, if you want to score, birdie available, eagle available, and it's always in great shape. We're heading into the 100-degree days here, and I don't know how they do it, but they always keep the fairways green and lush, the greens rolling true. You can make putts there, and they do tournaments as well. If you're looking to do a charity sort of tournament, they are the best around for that. They can set you up with everything you need for that sort of endeavor. You can scan the QR code right there to get more details, or call them and set up your tee time, 252-GOLF. It's the golf club at Star Ranch, or just text Bo that you want to go, and then he handles the whole thing. Okay? Get out of bed, you sickly.
Heading into the British Open this weekend,
too.
Yeah. Over in Northern Ireland, Royal Portrush. This is my favorite major in terms of watching it, because when you're done on Saturday and Sunday, you got the whole day ahead. because they're over there.
I will tell y'all, our buddy sleep has been really tough on him because he hasn't been able to get comfortable. But in his infinite words of wisdom, he goes, "But the good news is, if I can't sleep tonight, at least I'll have the open starting early in the morning. I'll have something
like midnight. He could get it going, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, somebody tees off at like 12:30, right? 12. Yeah. Isn't that what it is? Midnight,
something like that. There? I don't know. Look, it's disrespectful. I know it's the British Open or whatever. Play it on American times, okay? All right, just put some lights up over there.
You're going to be teeing off at 9:45 at night.
Yeah, can't believe Trump would allow this. This is an outrage.
Just turn.
Well, it's not the well, we already have the Gulf of America. I was trying to think what we could name the Atlantic Ocean, but we're just going to keep it. We're going to call it the pond.
Yeah, the Gulf of Golf. Can we do that? Maybe the Golf.
I mean, we've already got Live doing their own thing over there. So what the heck?
The Live River. Maybe that would be. I don't know how that would. I don't know how that could
be Euphrates.
Good work. All right, let's hear from Specs. Remember, do not play Lisa in beer pong unless you intend to drink.
Texans know for selection and lower prices, it all starts at Specs.
Shop Specs!
With all your favorites on tap, you'll bring home the win. Boots on, drinks up. The fun starts here.
Shop Specs!
All right, there it is. Gentlemen, we did hang on, what is that? Is that for me? I don't know. Somebody's typing things to me.
Pro style.
It's a mess. Yeah, it is. Total pro. Oh, there's another message. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. Before we start to head towards the door, Jason, do we have any dick moves of the week this week?
I do have one, but don't tease me, Chad. You said you wanted to ask me another gambling question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I did. Thank you so much. Okay, before we get to your dick move of the week, I've never asked anyone this that did what you just did. Once you make a bet like that, Arch Manning for the Heisman, where do you keep the slip to make sure you don't lose it? Do you have a special place where you go, I got to keep this because if I win, like you said, you got to go back to Vegas?
Right. If I was smart, I would have had it here in the office so that I could show it to you guys right now. But I put it, I don't know if I should tell the people because
just yes or no. I don't need to know where. Do you have a special place?
That
do you have a special place?
It is currently in the glove box of my car. Do not break into my car.
I didn't need to know that.
A $3,000 slip in there, but I put it there specifically because I never opened the glove box of the car. Okay, as a matter of fact, I opened it and I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, look at all this stuff in here!" I was like, I didn't know this thing came with an owner's manual. Holy hot damn! But
you can't leave it in there because the sun's gonna fry it out.
That's good thinking. Right? That's good thinking. Starting
because I'm in the sunlight. It's in the box, so it's
okay. I understand it's in the box, but the heat can't get in there because I've had receipts in the car that get messed. I guess if they're in the box, it's okay.
What's in the box? That is a bad spot for it. But I get very nervous. You know, I'm usually walking around with a whole F ton of cash too. But just like I can't drop this thing on the ground. If I lose this thing, I will kill myself.
I will say, Jason, every year when I make my one bet, which is I put my money on the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl every year, one day it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
And sadly, the odds are getting much, much better, and so the payout's getting lower and lower. So I'm not even going to break even at this point, but that's okay. I always tape it when I get home because I get it at the sports book there at LeBerge in Baton Rouge, and I tape it right there on my mirror where I brush my teeth in the morning so I can see my Buffalo Bills going to win the Super Bowl. And every year I have to take it down and throw it away, and hopefully this year's different.
Okay.
There you go.
If you've thrown it away, it would be a tremendous collage. All right. Like
I'd have a great. I could cover a wall.
142 years old, Chance, and the Bills still haven't won the goddamn Super Bowl. You can give it to your great grandchild and say, please continue the tradition.
Chance, what's your normal take if they had won the Super Bowl? What do you normally put? What do you normally stand to make?
So last year I had $250 to win $1,600.
Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah. Good chunk of change. It's nice. It'd be very nice. All right. So there you go. We will wish Jason all the luck in the world because that would mean Arch Manning.
No. 200 to win 1,600. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No luck necessary, gentlemen. Okay. All right.
It's Arch. So
I'm just fading injury. Okay. Just stay healthy, Arch. That's a Heisman Trophy ready to happen.
So there you go.
Baton Rouge next week, Jason. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to piggyback yours. I'm going to throw a little extra on there.
Okay.
I'm going to get an Arch ticket too. So I have my Bills and my Arch.
There you go. And not
just brushing my teeth.
So Jason, can I bet on somebody just getting to New York and not necessarily winning it?
Yeah, probably.
You have to be in the right book.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody. Well, I'll tell you this much, and so much of this is done online now. If you're in a state that allows, gambling, Texas is not one of them. You just do it on the app. But I was in Nevada just for a couple of days. I don't have the app or an account, so I had to go up to the physical sports book, and it's funny to watch them not even pretend to poker face being annoyed about somebody asking for the Heisman Trophy odds in July, because they're like, "What?
What are you talking about?"
I don't know. I was like, it's whatever Arch Manning is. It's probably 6-1. Some of the books have him down at 5.5 to 1. Can't bet there. Yeah, they're like, it's 6-1. And then Garrett, I was like, I don't care. I only need to know one player.
That's it.
So,
you tell them to mind their business and take your money. That's what you need to tell them.
Some of the exotic books out there, I would imagine you can get that. Like, well, I guess they don't publish the results, the voting results, do they? Because usually you can vote like top 3 or something like that.
Oh yeah. They do at the end of every.
You publish the voting.
Yeah. They show you the votes.
Do they tell you who voted for who? All right.
Who voted for whom? No, but they will tell you who finishes first, second, third, and all that.
No, because people like Kirk Bowles would be ridiculed.
Right. Some people once it's done, the Heisman voters can tell you themselves, and once it's announced. But I don't think everybody's is announced like publicly.
But yeah, I bet you can find a place to vote. Just will be a finalist for the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, but the odds for that are going to be.
You'll bet 500 to win 6.
Yeah, if you're Archman, that's probably a good line there, Chance. It's going to be close to even money, and he's a lock, man. Like I said, fading injury. That's it. Let's go, baby.
All right. Obviously, the Heisman Trophy puts you in an elite group.
Dick move. Let's get it.
We're gonna get to the Dick move of the week, but before we do that, let's talk about another elite group. If you've always thought that you just could never have a black card, we disagree. For just $199, you could be a lifetime member at Last Stand Hats. Look at this. If you're a Last Stand Hats freak, you got to get one of these cards. 30% off everything forever. Free Last Stand locker room hat, the early access to all drops. Look at all this cool stuff. That numbered metal membership card. They're going to make $399, and that's it. That's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. One-time payment, no renewals, no expiration. You don't have to, that's another great part. You're not renewing it every year, anything like that. This thing, if you're into Last Stand Hats, it is going to pay for itself, especially if you root for the UTEP Miners, because you know one day, one day there will be gear. It's not today, but one day there will be gear. I swear to you, one day it'll happen. It's just not today. Last Stand Hats, the true fans brand. Also remember the Outsiders hats. They are out there. 12 different color combos there. Make sure you use that code. It is Outsiders10 when you go to Last Stand Hats. Outsiders10, your code gets you a little bit off there on the Outsiders hats or the other hats. And again, go check out that black card for the elite membership. All right, Jason Dick, who deserves the Dick move of the week this week?
Well, as we've discussed, guys, the SEC Media Days were going on this week, and what a tremendously fun time it was for all gathered there to find out new information about a couple players and coaches. Not a waste of time at all, but I was very excited to see the head coach of the University of Texas, Steve Sarkisian, speak on what we are to expect this season. He is introduced by, is that Greg Sankey? I've only been in this conference for a few seconds.
That's Greg Sankey, the commissioner.
All right. Greg Sankey, might get myself a mouthpiece, get a younger, prettier person to do the announcing. That's fine. Anyway, I'd get one for myself if I could. He introduces the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, probably the premier school in attendance this week. And what song starts to play? I don't even know the name of this song, Chad. It's the Aggie fight war hymn. The Aggie Hellabanooka-nooka-dooka-bubba-da-mooka-doo.
That is correct.
They start playing the Aggie fight song while Steve Sarkisian is walking up to the podium. Now, listen, whatever.
You know what the first 3 words of that song are?
No.
4 words. Goodbye to Texas University.
Okay. Yeah. See, look, whatever $13 an hour audio tech you have running the sound there, I imagine that they are capable of all sorts of mistakes. But this ain't no mistake, man. This is an inside job. All right.
Oh, wow.
There is no way. Look, if he says, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Sarkisian, and they start playing the Alabama fight song or the Georgia fight song or Vanderbilt, if they fight, I don't know. If they got a fight song, if they started playing one of those, maybe we could talk oops. All right. Maybe it's just playing the audio for whatever Pornhub link this kid has up. I don't know. But when you say here is Steve Sarkisian and it starts playing the Aggie fight song, that's an inside job and a dick move.
Jason, I want to argue with you because I don't want it to have been like a work to that level, like literally a prank or something like that. But it got so far into the song. Yeah. Like Chance was referencing it got into the goodbye to Texas University part. Like it takes a second for that song to get going. And they let him walk all the way up on that stage and it faded out. It was damn near Freebird. I was like, what is happening?
Hey, but can I give Sark a little credit? He handled it so well.
Yeah.
Well, he did, Chance. And here's the other thing. I watched the video. Multiple people, shout out to the media folks that were there. First and foremost, Anwar Richardson of Orange Bloods. That's the first time I heard it from the venue. Because some fans were like, wait a minute, did they just do that on the broadcast? Was that SEC network screw up? And it's like, no, that was in-house. Anwar recorded it and, tweets it out. And one of the things that was interesting, it almost appeared that Sark and Sankey didn't realize it. Like they both just passed each other, hey, how you doing? And it was just background music to them. And they weren't really focusing in on what music is playing because I have, being in the room in Dallas last year, I will say they don't play it super loud. Right. It's not like they're blaring these songs. And obviously Sark is walking up there thinking, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Let me stay on message, whatever it is. So Chance, I agree with you. I think there's a really good chance that at that moment, if you'd said, hey, Sark, are they playing the right song? He'd have said, shut up, I'm talking.
Yeah.
I don't know that he really knew. And of course, Longhorn fans have made the joke about, come on, how many times has Steve Sarkisian really heard the Aggie fight song? I mean, come on. But yeah, it's so bizarre. And for me, Jason, it was a rare situation. It doesn't happen often, but the SEC rarely feels cheap to me. And it felt cheap. It was a bad look moment for the SEC that I still don't understand how they allowed it to happen.
It was still better though, Chad, than I believe it was last year. Was it last year or 2 years? I don't know. They're all running together now. When we take the stage for UCLA and the opening statement. So we're a school in Los Angeles.
Oh God, that was bad. That was really bad. But but that's about the coach being bad, right? Yeah. That was about Deshaun Foster just kind of being a little bit deer in the headlights and those kind of things. And when Brent Venables talks about fire hoses, and maybe Mike Elko will say something weird this week. But that moment, just I don't know. I love the fact that none of y'all are really freaking out. I haven't really heard one Longhorn fan truly flip, but I'm like upset for y'all because had it been done to a lesser team, okay. So they weren't paying attention to Kentucky. So that if you flip it and Elko's walking up there to Texas fight,
yeah. You guys are totally cool.
Okay, but at least I could come up with the logic of why that would happen. 16th out of 16 coaches. They're an okay team, but they're not super elite. Everybody's tired. It's Thursday afternoon or whatever. This was the day Arch Manning was showing up. This is the day Sark is showing up. You put 6 of the best 8 teams in your conference on the first 2 days, and you let him finish the second day. He played for your title last year. He went back to the semifinals, and you can't figure out how to have enough respect for that man to fire off the actual song or to at least cut it after 2 beats and play the right song. I would give you ba ba da 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 ba. Then you got to know. You got to know Atlanta Tech. You got to know that's the wrong song.
All of these things that you're saying are the reason why it's not a mistake, okay? It's an inside job. What is it? Occam's
Jason,
razor.
that's worse.
Occam's
that's
razor.
Worse.
The
You're
simplest solution is usually the answer. What's more likely, that somebody accidentally grabbed the wrong cart and put on the Aggie fight song, our sort of most hated rival, and played it at the wrong moment, or that some kid who doesn't give a shit about this job is like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to turn the Aggie fight song on and I'm going to let it play until they come in here and fire me. The fix is in. Okay.
You think someone did that on purpose?
Yes. I think that is the simplest solution for all of the reasons that you just explained. How could somebody?
I'm with you, Jason. The sad part is, it's easier for me to believe it was an inside job than it was a mistake because of the fact that it continued to play.
Yeah, they did let, and again, that's the part of it where I have a tough time arguing the work, because man, they let that thing go a while. By the way, fellas, just quick show of hands. Who would have been pissed if it was the OU? Who would have been pissed off more if it was OU?
Well,
if they played boo, would y'all have lost your mind?
I care about this like 3%, and if it was OU, I'd care 7 to 10% or something
right.
like
if
that.
You'd have heard
I don't really care.
You'd have been like, wait, is JR coming out? What's going on?
Hey, Chad, let me ask you this. Is the Aggie fight song, I never know what to call it. Is it experiencing like a renaissance right now? Because the last time I heard that song, it was November on national TV, and we got the karaoke version before Texas A&M.
Yeah, that was silly.
Put the words on the screen.
That was silly enough too. Yeah, so everybody learns the words, and then you get to hear it even when you're not supposed to hear it, when Steve Sarkisian's walking up. I could also maybe make a side joke about, there was a day back in 1996 when Steve Sarkisian played the Aggies, and trust me, that wasn't an overly played song that day, because Steve Sarkisian and BYU handled A&M pretty damn well. But that song gets played like twice a game for A&M. It's not that's not the song that plays for like every single touchdown.
The start of the fourth quarter and before
the beginning of the game. Right. Before the game, start of the fourth. Yeah. I don't believe it's for every single touchdown though. So it's not like that could be, that joke could be made, but it was weird. For those that didn't see it, Sankey did apologize to start Wednesday's ceremony, but at that point, Sark's gone. Texas is gone. Hopefully he did it to his face too. Hopefully he apologized privately to Sark, Bianco, and everybody that would need to be, because that's just, it's dumb. And
I would have loved to seen Bianco's face when that started.
This is the thing that gets me too, Jason. Here's the other thing about just basic respect. It's one of your new members that is badass. You brought in two badass historic teams. They've showed real respect to both of them, but there's no way that happens to Bama's coach. No way.
Right.
There's no way.
Especially to Saban. All right.
There's no way. Well, definitely Saban. They wouldn't have done it to DeBoer. They would not have done that to Kirby Smart. Yeah. They wouldn't have dreamed of it. The idea of playing Mississippi State's song while Lane Kiffin walks to that stage, it just can't happen. So
it would have been better if it happened to Lane Kiffin that way. Like if they just started, because Lane Kiffin would have played it.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have played.
Because he would have walked up there and said, well, I forgot my cowbell, something like that. It would have been, that would have been good. And I was waiting for Sark, like, is he going to say something? But man, he classed right through that whole thing. I would have smarted off. If I'm the head coach at Texas at that point, oh man, I'd have been saucy for the first 2 minutes. But Sark powered through it, and he was classy all the way. And he did what he always does. Chance, you said it earlier, and I always call it effectively boring. It is not an insult when I say that word. Everybody thinks I mean he's boring. That's not what I mean. He does exactly what he needs to do. He doesn't create extra problems, and it's the effective thing he needs to do as the Texas football coach, because we've had different versions of that. Mac got a little too wordy sometimes, and he got himself in trouble. Yeah. Charlie Strong couldn't get enough of the words out sometimes and got himself in trouble. Tom Herman was just a meathead and got himself in trouble. Steve Sarkisian,
cool. Hook him.
Right. Steve Sark keeps it right at the right level the whole time and just diffuses everything.
He's done a good job. And again, I go back to, I think at the end of the day, and this is just a thing on life, it's not sports. At the end of the day, we're all products of our own experiences, right? Like that's who we are as human beings. And Sark's, he's been through a lot of it was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
And he had he had to reclimb the mountain. And I think a lot of that, I think there's a lot to that.
Yeah. By the way, just a side thought that just popped into my head. If you're the person that plays the music at DKR, do you think at all about firing up like Wabash Cannonball for when the Aggies come out for like pregame warm-ups or anything like, I don't know. I'm just
the thing that popped in my head is the guy that hit the button. What was his reaction when Sankey walked into that room and went, "What in the hell did you just do?"
Yeah, exactly. And clearly you need to plead ignorance at that point, because you just need to say, what? Everything was fine. Y'all didn't make a move. You didn't say anything. Sark didn't say anything. And I just let half the damn song play. I didn't. What the heck is going on?
He told me to let it play till he got to the podium. I don't know.
I know. Yeah. It's like you're going into verse number 2. Like, what is going on? All right, gentlemen, it's about time to close up unless there's other business. Any more dick moves of the week, Jason? Did the War Hymn get played in any other weird spot this week?
No, I think we're good on that. However, I do want to tell you guys that he's not going to stop at 10, okay? Arch Manning in 2047 will be celebrating his 20th straight Super Bowl title. So
what year will he go into the Hall of Fame then?
I mean, he's going to be the first player who doesn't retire to go into the Hall of Fame.
Okay, fair.
So he's still going to be playing. So I'm going to say 2033-ish. That's likely his Hall of Fame year. But
he's going to be like one of those lifetime members at Last Stand hats. Just go forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Lifetime.
He'll wear his gold jacket when he gets off the bus going to games.
They'll just give it to him along the way. They'll just present it to him and he'll keep playing. It's like the extra Wayne Gretzky level. Right. All right. Remember, if you're looking for a great poncho shirt, the hoodies, the long sleeve, the great comfy t-shirts that I sleep in every night, check out ponchooutdoors.com. There's the sunset, the seagrass, and the salty teal, some of their new hoodies. There's always new stuff coming out. And like we've shown you, if you don't know, Willie from Duck Dynasty is now a spokesperson for poncho shirts. If you're watching the new Duck Dynasty show, he's in a poncho shirt every second of those shows. He loves them. They've got some of his favorites up on the website as well. We showed you that a couple weeks ago. So go check out ponchooutdoors.com. And we will finish where we started, and that is with Bo Edge. Bo, get better soon. Hopefully we'll be able to have Bo on the show next week. He'll give you a little bit about what he's been going through, but had to have surgery this week, and we hope he's doing very well. And we were excited that Bo knew. We knew it had to be serious if Bo knew he couldn't talk through an entire Outsiders show. He knew he needed to rest. That's growth. That's growth. Well done. Well done, Bo Edge. We'll get the Country Gorilla back next week, hopefully, and he'll tell you what he's been dealing with, and we will have another great Outsiders show as we get closer to the season. We debut on this Thursday, which I think is 44 days until Texas plays Ohio State. Season getting closer. One more day of SEC Media Days, and then it'll be, just a couple weeks till fall practice begins, and we'll be covering it all right here at Orange Bloods Live. Check out all the great content. Get signed up for orangebloods.com if you have not already. Thank you for liking, subscribing, getting the notifications. The subscriber number is almost up to 39,000 thanks to all of you. So tell somebody that maybe hadn't subscribed to get on board. It's free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, but it really does help us out on the backside. So please do that if you haven't done it. Until next week, we are the Outsiders, and we are legitimately worth a shit. Get better soon, Bo. We'll talk to you next week, brother. See ya.